Heavenly and all-powerful God, the one who speaks worlds into being and knows every hidden longing of our hearts, receive this earnest prayer for success and breakthrough. Here, as a new day greets us, let each word be carried by faith, each sigh be touched by hope, and each longing be anchored in the promise of your everlasting love. Your word declares in Jeremiah 29:11 that you know the plans you have for us, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. Hold us closely under this promise, especially now when so many cry out for change, craving a dawn that washes away the shadows of struggle. Lord, look upon the spirit that feels worn from repeated defeats, from doors slammed shut just when hope flickered. Let this morning prayer serve as a sign that you are still at work, weaving possibilities in the silent corners of our doubt. Stand beside those who worry that they may never rise beyond their circumstances, and reaffirm in their hearts that you have not called us into fruitlessness. Instead, you have given us breath so we might live out the potential that resonates in every heartbeat. Breathe new life into every dream that has withered under the harshness of past disappointment. The prophet Isaiah records that you are the God who makes a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert, Isaiah 43:19. May that promise manifest now, transforming barren landscapes of frustration into fertile ground of hope and progress. We hold on to the truth of Philippians 4:13, which proclaims that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. This promise is not an empty phrase, but a lifeline, a reminder that in our weakest moments, when fear and anxiety converge, there is a power greater than human constraints. Grant us the clarity to see beyond negative circumstances and lean into the conviction that through you, every obstacle can be surmounted. Break the chains of self-limitation that so often tell us we are incapable or unworthy. Let that inner voice that once whispered, "It's impossible," be silenced by the resonant truth of Scripture. If we abide in you, we will bear much fruit. John 15:5. Stir our spirits to trust in the supernatural might of the one who overcame even death, so we can believe that no mountain stands unmovable when confronted by faith-filled prayer. As we lift our eyes to the hills, we recall Psalm 121, 1 through 2, which asks, "Where does my help come from?" My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. In the quest for success and breakthrough, let us not place our trust in fleeting human strategies alone, nor in the shaky approval of the world, but in the eternal bedrock of your word. Root us in the knowledge that any victory we attain is a reflection of your abundant grace, not our own brilliance. The world constantly tells us to hustle and strive, but in the quiet of this prayer, speak peace to every agitated soul. Show us that genuine breakthrough arrives when we align our gifts and responsibilities with the purpose you have inscribed within us, and remain open to the Spirit's leading for each decision, each attempt, each pivot when plans change. In the midst of this longing for success, remind us of 1 Chronicles 4:10, the prayer of Jabez, who cried out for you to bless him indeed, enlarge his territory and keep him from harm. And you heard that plea and granted it. As we echo that heartfelt request, help us remain humble, acknowledging that with greater blessings come greater responsibilities to serve and uplift those around us. Do not let the blessings of success become a stumbling block of pride or isolation. Instead, form in us hearts that stay grounded, always praising the giver more than the gifts. If the territory of our influence expands, if finances increase, if recognition grows, make us stewards who reflect your goodness, generosity, and compassion. We cling to Ephesians 3:20, which speaks of you being able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all that we ask or think. In times past, we may have measured success by modest benchmarks or limited ourselves by the fear of hoping for too much. Tear down those mental barriers now. Let us step boldly into a new horizon, trusting that you are not a stingy God, but the one who parted seas, who made water flow from a rock, who turned a small lunch into a feast for thousands. In that same miraculous spirit, supply whatever each person needs to achieve a breakthrough that points back to your glory. Be it in business ventures, creative endeavors, relationships, or personal growth, show us tangible signs that you walk with us. As we place one foot in front of the other, overshadow each effort with divine orchestration. Lord, also remember the countless times we've prayed for open doors. Sometimes those doors remain shut, leaving us perplexed and discouraged. In hindsight, we might recognize that some doors needed to remain closed for our own good. But in those situations where a closed door has kept us locked in frustration, we ask that you intervene. Just as you opened prison cells for Paul and Silas, Acts 16:25-26, fling wide whatever gates bar the way to rightful opportunity. Let the chains of stagnation fall. You who can topple walls are not limited by the boundaries that confine us. Fill us with the faith of the persistent widow, Luke 18:1-8, who kept knocking until justice was granted, reminding us that perseverance is an essential ingredient in this quest for breakthrough. We also lift up the truth in Deuteronomy 28:12, where you promise to open the heavens, the storehouse of your bounty, to send rain on the land in season and bless the work of our hands. May every skill, every hour of diligence, every idea born in the quiet corners of our minds receive your supernatural favor. May the strength of our efforts be multiplied as we do our part, reflecting a spirit of excellence and honesty. Teach us to work not for personal applause, but as though laboring for you, secure in the knowledge that you reward faithfulness. Grant us discipline in daily tasks, creativity in problem solving, and unwavering integrity in every transaction. And when the fruit of that labor appears, let us kneel in gratitude, knowing we did not harvest alone. Remind us of the promise in Psalm 37:23, that you direct the steps of those who delight in you, establishing them firm and secure. As we yield our plans, beliefs, and ambitions to you, orchestrate each twist and turn so that they fuse into a purposeful path. When confusion looms, when it's unclear whether to pursue a certain job, invest in a venture, or hold off on a decision, let this prayer pave the way for clarity. And if in that clarity the best choice might be to wait, cloak us in patience, showing us that waiting time is never wasted time when placed in your hands. Sanctify any period of waiting as a season for refining character, building perseverance and strengthening faith so that when the door finally opens, we walk through prepared and fully reliant on you. Some hearts here have grown wary from repeated attempts that led nowhere. They have poured resources, energy, and tears into projects, relationships, or ministries, only to watch them crumble. Speak peace into that heartbreak, dear Lord. Let them recall Lamentations 3:22-23, which says your mercies are new every morning, that you never fail. May they awaken to a wave of renewed passion, unafraid to try yet again. Where financial struggles have weighed heavily, reveal new streams of provision. Where a pattern of self-sabotage has hindered success, shine the light of self-awareness so those patterns can be broken once and for all. Illuminate the resources in their midst, be it the generosity of a friend, the advice of a mentor, or a simple shift in perspective that leads to a radical outcome. We stand firmly on the statement from Joshua 1:9 to be strong and courageous, unshaken by fear or discouragement, for you are with us wherever we go. Fear often stands as a formidable barrier to success. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, even fear of success itself. Right now we ask that perfect love cast out all fear, 1 John 4:18. Where hearts are timid about stepping onto a bigger stage or uncertain about using their God-given talents, let a wave of confidence anchored in your faithfulness displace every anxiety. Remind each person that if you are for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. Let this morning bring a holy boldness, so that they may seize opportunities and walk in alignment with the calling you've placed upon them. Send also a reminder from Matthew 6:33, that seeking first your kingdom and your righteousness ensures that all other needs are added. Protect us from the emptiness that comes when success is pursued at the expense of spiritual well-being. Let this pursuit remain grounded in devotion, where each success story becomes a living testimony of your goodness rather than a tower of pride. Let every financial win or career breakthrough provide a platform to reflect your compassion, generosity, and humility. For in the grand tapestry of life, success unshared is success wasted. Use our breakthroughs as vessels of hope to those who question whether they too can break free from the cycles of defeat. In moments of discouragement, Psalm 34:10 offers that those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Let that promise ring true in personal experience. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come not from major leaps, but from seemingly small changes in routine, attitude, or perspective. For the one who wrestles with anxiety, let them find a simple daily practice that fosters calm. For the one who battles procrastination, reveal a method for discipline that resonates with their nature. For the one who's feeling unsupported, orchestrate encounters that strengthen them. Let every day serve as a reminder that you orchestrate infinite resources to bring about transformation in ways both quiet and dramatic. And in seeking a spiritual perspective, we also recall John 10:10, where Jesus proclaims that he came so we may have life and have it more abundantly. True success and breakthrough are not confined to external achievements alone. They also involve emotional wholeness, relational harmony, and a deep sense of purpose. It means stepping into the abundant life that transcends fleeting accomplishments, the kind of life that resonates with an eternal spark. Where hearts have grown cold or cynical, let them warm to the truth of this abundant life. Where relationships have fractured under the strain of ambition, let healing and restoration be pursued vigorously, so that no success ring hollow in a vacuum of loneliness. Yes, dear Lord, as we present this petition, may it stir unity among those who read or hear it. Let them see that they are part of a greater story, that their breakthroughs can inspire others, that their testimonies can be seeds of faith for entire communities. For this reason, embed a desire to share these words with someone else who stands on the brink of giving up, or who craves just a glimmer of hope to stay the course. Let them say, take hold of this prayer. Let it anchor you in the storms you face. Let it remind you that success is within reach when joined with the power of divine grace. May this prayer become a shared flame, passed from one hopeful heart to another, igniting a chain reaction of fresh starts, new possibilities, and unstoppable progress. In these final moments of prayer, we hold on to the words of Ephesians 6:10, "Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power." This is the assurance that the strength needed for breakthrough does not rely on shaky human capacity, but on the sovereign might of our Creator. This day, let that strength infuse every cell, every thought, every plan, so that each step forward resonates with unstoppable determination. Unbind the feet that have been stuck in the mire of indecision. Unveil the eyes that have grown weary of seeing no results. Unstop the ears that fail to hear opportunity knocking. Renew the hearts that once dreamt big but have shrunk under relentless opposition. Let every stumbling block be turned into a stepping stone. Every valley be an invitation to look up. Every tear of frustration become a gateway to a deeper reliance on you. We speak life over these requests, mindful that our words hold power. As Romans 4:17 says, "You are the God who gives life to the dead and calls into being things that were not." So we call success into being where there once was failure. We call abundance where there once was scarcity. We call new beginnings where things seem final. We do this not as a wishful chant, but as an act of agreement with your living word, believing that faith, coupled with action, births miracles. We do not discount the necessity of hard work. Rather, we embrace it wholeheartedly, certain that diligence guided by your favor yields magnificent harvests. Yet let no one misconstrue success as purely material, for it also includes the intangible blessings, peace, integrity, love for neighbors, and a sense of mission that transcends personal gain. Grant this prayer a profound emotional current that stirs hearts to share it freely, so that friends, colleagues, and even strangers might discover a wellspring of confidence and comfort. Let it be carried across generations, telling each new set of ears that victory is never out of reach if they remain anchored in the divine. Let them see the difference between fleeting achievements that deflate the moment applause fades and the lasting triumph that arises from a life interwoven with purpose. Let them watch as doors open that were once believed forever closed, and as the faintest flicker of faith becomes a roaring flame of certainty. Finally, dear God, in the precious name above all names, we seal this prayer. We place it at your feet, acknowledging that you are sovereign. We do our part, surrendering, believing, and taking steps of obedience, while trusting you to orchestrate a breakthrough that surpasses our imagination. We prepare to see the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Thank you for hearing, for caring, for moving even when we cannot see. Thank you for writing stories of redemption and triumph that reflect your ongoing work in every open heart. Our hands are open, our hearts are lifted, and our wills are bent to your direction. May every person who joins in this plea sense a shift in the spiritual atmosphere as the seeds of success and breakthrough, planted by faith, break open and begin to flourish. May it be so now and forevermore. Amen.